Welcome to historic Alexandra Palace. Historic for both TV and snooker reasons, so perfect for our live coverage of the Masters. This stunning Victorian People's Palace was purpose-built for entertainment, and that's exactly what you're going to get today.
Well, the atmosphere in this place is absolutely electric, and even though local favourite Ronnie O'Sullivan exited early during the week, this London crowd are passionate about their snooker. Expect the roof to be raised today.
And these are the guys who've had the crowds flocking here this week. The Masters is open only to the elite top 16 players, so the biggest names in the game are guaranteed. And when it comes to box office entertainment, well, they haven't let us down. Today, two of the biggest stars in the game will be battling it out.
And here's what they're batting it out for. Part of the Triple Crown and one of the biggest tournaments in the world, the BGC UK Masters. I was fortunate enough to win this competition on 6 occasions, but today we'll see a brand new name engraved in the trophy. Prepare to be entertained.
Good afternoon. Masters Sunday in January in front of a capital crowd and people still streaming in here. 10 minutes to go until the off in this BGC Masters final. We're about to find out who will become the 20th man in the 39-year history of this great event to win a very special title. And the first, of course, to do so here at Alexandra Palace, our new venue for the tournament. Now, the rivalry has the makings of a classic here because it's England against Australia as Sale's Shaun Murphy meets Melbourne's Neil Robertson.
Look at the delight on Neil Robertson's face.
It's great to be in the final after my World Championship win. I won the World Open. I've had a bit of a lean spell since, so it'd be fantastic to sort of kick-start another run of major victories going.
What a terrific win for Shaun Murphy, and takes himself into his first ever Masters final.
There's only 20 odd people ever won the World Championship since it started. There's only 7 won the Worlds, UK and the Masters, so it's quite a small group. You can't buy your way into it, you can't be invited in, you've got to win your way. So if I can do the business, that'll be massive.
When Shaun gets going, he's nearly impossible to stop. You know, his long potting is absolutely incredible, and when he gets in sort of a good scoring positions, he can score as quickly as anyone.
Well, I mean, he's just class. He's a class act. He was a bit raw when he first started, but he's developed into an all-rounder, and he's got this massive record of having never lost in a major final. So I'm hoping to change that between you and me.
Well, they're both former Crucible champions and both have an attacking style and swagger around the table. And in the year that they'll both turn 30, they've both achieved so much already in their respective careers. Shaun Murphy was a world champion at only 22, the second youngest in history. And as for Neil Robertson, he's already one of the most successful players ever from outside the British Isles.
When you see some people walking around the table, you take an instant dislike to them, like that sort of look of aloofness and arrogance. It reminds me of
Stephen and Neil.
Well, it's a compliment. Walking around the table.
I think he's definitely got an aura about him when he walks around, and I think I said a couple of times, obviously the last 3 or 4 years, Neil's become quite a prolific winner. You know, the days of people, you know, that was winning 5, 6, 7 tournaments a season have long gone. You know, win 2 or 3 tournaments a season, you've had a fantastic season. So, such an improved player, I think, from sort of 5 or 6 years ago. Now, as I say, he's just a proven winner.
When you're playing him, obviously, you know, the likes of me, not necessarily going to be playing him in the final stages of events like you may be. You know he's not going to crumble.
No, I mean, I've known Neil for quite a few years now. We moved to Leicester maybe 10 or 11 years ago, I think it was. And we lived together for a period of time when Neil was first on the tour. So, I mean, I used to practice with him a lot at Willie Thorne Snooker Club. And back then, he'd probably even say himself, he was obviously a great potter, which he still is today. Used to score well, but I think he used to probably push the boat out a little bit too much. And the first season, he even said that to me, that was probably why he fell off the tour, because he was probably taking on too many shots. But I mean, like Stephen says, the last few years he's proved what a class player he is. I mean, winning the World Championships. I mean, like, you could switch the TV on, and I mean, I could watch him and you wouldn't know whether he was winning or losing. He's got a great temperament, and I think that's huge in snooker.
And I mean, in some respects, you know, dropping off the tour a couple of times, and we know the storyline, you know, you were really on your uppers, and all of a sudden, do you think that helped, or what actually did happen, do you think, that changed your game around?
Yeah, I think in some ways I was very much a late developer. I think one of the problems I had was living in Australia and not playing with a lot of world-class players. Although the standard of amateur snooker in Australia is very high, it's a completely different level to playing with, you know, top professional players. And that was something I always lacked, was that I was always flying from Australia over to the UK and to play in tournaments with very little sort of match practice. So it all sort of seemed to change for me when I moved to Cambridge in 2003, when I was practicing with Joe Perry every day, and you know, players like Mark King and stuff like that, and learning a lot of really good match snooker, and I just sort of built on that, really.
He fancies the job. I mean, come in interview, like, don't think I've ever played better. It's all positive. You don't hear moaning.
And what he's got when I'm playing him, that I'm most jealous about, you think you've played a decent safety, the white's in the bulk area, he's got a long ball, and he pots it and screws the white back all the way to bulk. What a gift to be able to do that. Fantastic. Not
putting words in your mouth, but the correct answer to this is there's no point in improving. I'm perfect as it is. What part of the game would you try and improve?
I think probably my biggest focus this season was to improve my consistency. I think watching somebody like Mark play the last few seasons, Mark's always in the later stages, always in semi-finals and finals. I myself have been a little bit inconsistent, where I'd bob up and win a tournament and then go quiet for a few tournaments. So this season was just to practice really hard and just try to get to the later stages as much as possible.
Tend to be at the front of things, and I wouldn't say I'm a leader of people, but I do like to, probably got a bit of OCD, you know, I like to sort of run things. I was born in the wrong era. I think I would have liked to have been around sort of the pre-war 30s, you know, pinstripe suits, gangsters in New York, that type of era would have suited me down to the ground. I've got to the point now where I think I'll always be just a little bit fat. I'm not really bothered, to tell you the truth. I am trying to lose weight, and I'm trying to be healthy, and I'm running the Sheffield Half Marathon with a few of the other lads. I'm at the point now where I'm quite happy with myself. I'm trying to teach myself a bit of piano. I'm learning some languages and trying to fill my time. It takes a second to say please or thank you, and I know you get taught that as a child, but you know, you wouldn't be surprised how many people forget about it, and you know, just to say thanks to somebody. I'm not too good at you know, getting over things when they've gone wrong, which is poor as a snooker player, because things are going wrong all the time, and you know, I don't cope with that very well. But you know, I guess I'm a passionate person. I care about it. It's my biggest love, and when it goes wrong, it hurts.
Thank you, Shaun. You see, it really does only take a second. We're in very good hands in the commentary box this afternoon with former UK champion John Virgo and a record 6 times winner of this event, Stephen Hendry. Stephen, what makes the Masters final so special?
Well, obviously we're at a brand new venue, which is new for everybody, but it's still the Masters, it's still the best players in the world competing, and you want to prove yourself against the other best players.
John, what's impressed you so far about the form of both of our finalists this week?
Well, what's impressed me, the fact that they both had good starts, and they built on that. Now, that is not going to happen today, because someone is going to have a bad start, so it'll be interesting to see how they react. But they both look at the top of the game, and you'd have to say, on the performances so far, the best two players are here.
Yes, and indeed, Neil Robertson's never lost a major final. 6 wins out of 6 so far. And as for heavy scoring, Shaun Murphy, 6 centuries and counting this week. So who for you is going to have the edge today, Stephen?
I think, as you say, the scoring is so important in the game these days against anybody. You must score heavily, you must win frames as quickly as possible in one visit, and for that reason I'm going with Shaun.
Okay, and for you, John?
Well, I agree with Stephen. Stephen was the one who set the bar about attacking play, and both these are attacking, but I've noticed Shaun Murphy's attacking a little bit more this match, and you know, it's a fine dividing line whether they go in or not, but if they do go in, I agree with Stephen. I'd go for Shaun.
Okay, all right. Well, this big full house is waiting for the final to get underway, and there's only one man for the job, really. MC Rob Walker.
Thanks, Hazel. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. After 7 days of world-class snooker, it's time for the big one. Welcome to the final of the BGC Masters. Both players waiting at the top of the stairs are in their first final here, so a new chapter of snooker history is about to be written right here, right now at Ali Pali. Without any further ado, let's get the boys on the bays. Please welcome a class act on and off the bays. What a week he's had here at Ali Pali, knocking out the world #1, the reigning world champion, en route to this, his first Masters final. He's a world champion, he's a UK champion, and he's here bidding for the ultimate snooker hat-trick, the pride of Manchester, Shaun the Magician Murphy! And his opponent, an Australian whose attitude on and off the table has endeared him to audiences around the world. A simply superb long potter who has never lost a major final. 6 ranking event titles in all, including the World Championship in 2010. Beating Mark Williams and Judd Trump en route to this, his first Masters final. Can you hear the rumble? It's the thunder from down under, Neil Robertson!
Great atmosphere in the room. It's best of 19 frames today, 8 to play this afternoon. Murphy with the slight edge in previous matches to date, but settle back with us and enjoy this one.
Shaun Murphy just waiting, as usual, for the opposing player to just fill his glass with water. Of course, when you're first out, you're all right, aren't you? You've already filled your glass.
All smiles just now, but that'll soon be forgotten. Best of enemies.